All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Gary Evans. He is the CEO of Evergreen Sustainable Enterprises. And Gary, it's good to see you. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me on the show today, Steve.
Yeah, so I mentioned Evergreen Sustainable Enterprises. You and I talked recently about the company was undergo a name change, formerly Generation Hemp. That remains as a subsidiary of this Evergreen Sustainable Enterprises. So maybe, Gary, talk through us a bit about how the name change came about and how it really more represents what the company is doing in the future.
Yeah, great question. We made a decision about a year and a half ago to start looking at expanding out of the hemp space into other areas. And green energy is a focal point of all institutions and banks and investors today, and sustainability is as well. And we got to thinking, well, gosh, if hemp fits that right up the bill, but so does Bitcoin in the way we plan to do it, using green assets as the primary feedstock for the Bitcoin. So that's sort of what led. We didn't want people to think, oh, you're a hemp only company. So Evergreen Sustainable Enterprises kind of encompasses both businesses into one entity. But then, as you said, Generation Hemp hasn't gone anywhere. It's a wholly owned subsidiary.
Yeah, let's talk about the sustainability factor of this, because you've made a lot of decisions and some moves recently really to show people what you're talking about on the sustainability side.
Yeah, so we made our first acquisition after studying the Bitcoin space for, gosh, a year and a half. I invested in some other companies just to kind of get a flavor of the business. And we decided, hey, there's a real niche in finding small stranded power, 1, 3, 5, 10 megawatts. And we also thought about using hydro, and hydro in the United States is pretty well taken. So we looked down in Costa Rica, and sure enough, we found a hydroelectric dam for sale. It's been around 35, 40 years, and we cut a deal with the owner. We bought 80% of the dam. They kept 20, and we're now just in the process. We closed that in January. We're moving brand new Bitmain machines to that space actually this week.
Yeah, the company has had some movement on the stock exchange as well. People, I think, are starting to understand where you're taking the company, Gary. Is that what you're seeing as well, and what you're hearing from investors?
Yeah, we've if you look at our stock over the last 3 or 4, 6 months, the volume has continued to increase, and that's always a very good sign for a stock, is that having more liquidity in the stock. And then yesterday, the stock was up 126% on actually low volume. So I think most of our shareholders say, hey, we're going to sit here and hold tight and see what this company does. And I can assure you that these projects we're working on, the rates of return are off the charts. I mean, we cannot wait to get projects we're working on in Arkansas, projects we're working on over in Kentucky online. And the beauty of it is we can do it with a very low overhead. I mean, we only have really about 6 or 7 full-time employees, and we can do it with our existing overhead. So we have a management team that's diversified enough from an energy and a power standpoint and manufacturing. So we're still making our products in Generation Hemp, the Rowdy Rooster and Spilljack products, and we're selling those. The Rowdy Rooster continues to hit new highs every week. And so we're excited to have both of these. And people go, well, what's the correlation between Bitcoin and hemp? Well, what caused this was us looking at, we have all this excess biomass and herd from our manufacturing facility over in Kentucky. And we found out that we could burn that into boilers, generate heat and steam to make electricity. So there's going to be a huge excess supply of herd and biomass as hemp continues to grow in popularity. And then we figure out a way that we can use it to make Bitcoin. So it's truly a evergreen sustainable business.
Gary, thanks so much. Great to see you again, and great to hear more about what is the new name change of Evergreen Sustainable Enterprises. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Steve, for having me on the show. And we look forward to showing you guys what else we're working on.
All right, look forward to it. Gary Evans, the CEO, Evergreen Sustainable Enterprises.